A new report from Washington's financial watchdog agency says consumers now pay more than half of the charges on their checking account fees in the form of overdraft fees. Moreover, the study found that customers who opt in for overdraft protection paid hundreds more in fees and had their accounts closed more frequently than those who decline it. Kayla Tausche has more on how banks are raking in those fees and what you can do about them.
It's that pit in your stomach when you look at your bank statement. That check you wrote was cashed early, or your deposit hasn't hit yet. Either way, that $3 cup of coffee just cost you $38. For more than a year, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been studying this, the way banks charge consumers for overdrawing their accounts, and how the banks disclose these practices to customers. The findings? In a year, someone who overdraws his or her account will face an average $225 in fees. Those who frequently overdraw, more than $900. Those fees hitting many who opt into so-called overdraft protection programs, themselves rife with red tape. For customers, it's a sensitive subject. With banks already charging high fees and balances to maintain accounts, multiple overdraft charges, now representing 60% of account revenues for banks, seem like pouring salt in a wound.
If you mismanage your account, you're charged accordingly. But if you do it once every blue moon, really there's no big deal, and they shouldn't charge you a massive whack for that.
It's a little outrageous. This is just another reason, another way that banks, kind of stick it to the consumer. These are nickel and dime things that they use to make money, and that adds up to millions and millions of dollars.
Make that billions of dollars. According to MEB's Investor Services, banks raked in $32 billion in revenues just from overdraft fees. Not surprising, considering the majority of banks charge $35 a pop each time an account crosses into the negative. Banks have said they shouldn't have to pay balances for accounts with no money coming in. Customers say there are better ways to keep account holders honest.
It should just completely stop it at the point where it says, you're not allowed to draw money at this point.
I think it should depend on how much you overdraft, like a percentage.
The CFPB, in its report Tuesday, did not say how or whether it would regulate the practice going forward. It did say the investigation into overdraft fees is just beginning. For Nightly Business Report, Kayla Tausche, New York.